Yeah.
Oh, you are in the jungle.
I, I have, yeah, I always change my background. I can do a different one.
This one is good, but it's I'm really sorry that because I love ooh.
I can just do my garage, whatever you prefer.
You are in your garage?
Yeah.
I see some surfboards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there are lots of surfboards because I'm in Santa Cruz and I couldn't find a space in my house where I could focus. So I just come to the garage and shut the garage door.
Yeah, that makes sense. But so my first question would be, Naretoi, what is it and why the name and where this project came from?
Sure. So Naretoi means women helping women or women supporting women. And it's a Maasai word that actually the Maasai women came up with to name the project, which is part of a very small, all volunteer run nonprofit, which takes place in Maasai land, Kenya, and is operated by the founder. Her name is Rafi Abramovitz, and she's had decades of experience with Outward Bound, so outdoor education, Knowles type of project, so getting people out, connecting with nature. And so she hiked Mount Kenya with her partner at the time, and she was doing some guide training, wildlife guide training in the parks, and there happened to be a female guide, and she said, oh yeah, I'm going with my boyfriend and we're going to go do this hikes while we're in Kenya. It's going to be so great up the mountain. And she came back and showed them pictures, and this woman, this very one of many guides of the national park, was wow, you've been there, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And Rafi realized, wait, you've never been to Mount Kenya and you've lived here all your life? What do you mean? And she said, no, that's not something that Maasai women typically do. So then the idea sparked of, well, there should be something that gets and has an opportunity for Maasai women to climb Mount Kenya. And then lo and behold, the project started, which is actually also the name of the film, because it was just so well suited, and I really liked how it came from the Maasai women themselves.
And how did you happen to be in the project?
I was working for a creative agency, and we had a commercial shoot for Google. And I was on set, and the wardrobe stylist who was styling all the actors had really beautiful jewelry on. And I asked her about it and where she got it. And she said, oh, I got it in Maasai land in Kenya. And it's part of this project. It's actually, there's a beading co-op, and women who make the jewelry, because it's seen as women's work, they get to keep the profits. Like, I'll send you the link and tell you more about it. We're actually doing the climb. I think this was October when I met her, and she said, oh, we're actually gonna do the climb again in January if you're interested. And so that's kind of how I found out about it.
Okay, so you go there, you land, and how is this experience for you?
When I landed in Nairobi, it was just a complete cultural shakeup. You feel you're landing in the middle of the night, you feel completely discombobulated, you're supposed to be picked up by someone to take you somewhere that you have no idea where you're going. And so that was pretty neat. And then of course, you spend time with these women in the community and get to know them, and interviewing them isn't something I do right away. It was actually something we did. I got a lot of, we filmed a lot along the journey, captured them in the community as they got more comfortable and we knew each other better. And then actually when we came back from the mountain and had some downtime, that's when I asked if I could meet with them and if we could record in one of the huts in the boma that we were staying at. And boma is a Maasai word for village. And so that's when we did it. And it was very windy. And so actually the hut was the only place of shelter and noise, noise barrier. So we filmed inside the mud hut.
Is there any conversation that particularly stuck with you?
Yeah, I think the conversation that stuck with me, one of them was with, and it was probably just because we spent the most time together, which was Mombi, who we shared a tent, or I shared a tent with for the whole time. And she, I met her father and her mother, and she is at the age, which is really she was the youngest participant. She was, just 15, and her family didn't have enough money to send her to school. And so realizing like what her options were, and even, the interest of men, and one man wanted to ask her father to be his fourth wife, and you're looking at this 15-year-old girl who's just a, teenager, and is so curious and so fun and so full of humor that, just seeing that future for her made me really like nervous. And there's nothing I can do to prevent whatever happens. It's not my culture, it's not my place. But hearing how much she wanted to go to school was, and was just striking. And Sio meet another Maasai woman really was bold in saying, like, we don't have opportunities. And I was just struck by their bluntness and their boldness and how straightforward their answers were, to be honest. I think that was I wasn't sure if they were going to open up about that, because if they do, and the men in their community see it, there could be backlash against them, which they are aware of. So that was hard I didn't know what was going to happen, but they seemed almost like relieved to share.
Have you heard whether there was any backlash after the release of the movie?
It's my dog. The only there wasn't backlash about the movie, but there, we stay in touch, and there has been some perhaps jealousy of one of the women featured, and she was beaten by her co-wives, not actually by her husband. So that can happen as well.
And I have to say that I'm waiting for my order of the Naretoi jewelry. I did order it, and I'm waiting it to come. So I hope awesome. maybe someone will ask me some questions when I will be wearing it, and I hope I will spread the word this
Thank
way.
You.
So
oh, that's great.
So thank you very much for your time today. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of your work.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me, Julia. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
You too.